Good morning everyone, welcome to Krakow in Poland. I'm standing right now in the middle of Krakow, which is an old square, an old market square which dates back to, or has buildings surrounding it dating back to the 13th century. I'm about to go on a wee bit of a walking tour, which my backpackers offers for free. So I'm really quite excited about that actually. Should be a lot of fun, be able to learn a lot of things. We've got that spire right there. But I'm going to the ones, I don't know if you can see them from here, there's dual spires, it's over there. That is St. Mary's Basilica. That is where I am meeting for my walking tour. And that takes place in about 20 minutes. And it does seem like every city in Europe has these horse and carriage tours. I'm not going on it, but just with something that I have picked up so far. So every city seems to have them. I will say that these ones are a little bit more decorated than the ones in Vienna at least, and arguably than most of them, really. But very, very lovely. You can see how ornate they are there, which is very different to any of the other cities that I've been to so far. But yeah, you can see that these buildings are really quite old and really quite lovely, if I'm completely honest. Again, another really pretty city. Probably one that people tend to miss out or only come to for Auschwitz, which you can understand as well. And we will be hitting Auschwitz tomorrow morning. So I'm not sure whether I'll film or not. I don't really want to, but apparently, so from what I hear, they actually like people filming purely for the fact that people then remember what happened there and it can't be repeated. So we'll see how we get on. Again, I don't feel hugely comfortable doing it, but if they like it, then I may as well, right? Would make sense. But yeah, I have my free walking tour in a minute, so I'm going to go and chill out and see how I get on. Should be fun. So I'm now walking through the Royal Palace, or the Warsaw Castle. That right there behind me to my left is the main Polish cathedral, so not the main one in Krakow, but Poland, which is really cool, and the architecture around the place is just stunning. Now we've got the gardens just over there, which is quite lovely in and of itself. I'm really glad that I found this tour at the end of it. Found an Aussie, because Aussies are everywhere.
But this building is so great.
This is the cathedral still. Just have a look at it. It is Kościuszko. Do you actually call it Kościuszko?
Yeah.
See, we're not, like in Brisbane we were told Kościuszko.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just Australians that's doing it wrong.
No, because I grew up in Brisbane.
Yeah.
That's where I was taught Kościuszko.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's definitely Kościuszko.
No, it's definitely a Sydney thing to get it wrong.
Maybe.
Standard Sydney. So I've just finished the random tour that I was on. I found some random people. They seem pretty cool. Could be wrong. But I just wanted to show you what is known as the ugliest statue in Krakow of a dragon. Now the story says that this is a dragon that sort of took domain over Krakow, and the king hired somebody to take him out. No one wanted to do it. One guy put his hand up and said, I'll do it, and he was just a skinny wee guy and no one really believed in him. What he did is he killed a sheep with a sulphur-tipped sword and put it outside the dragon's den, which is in Warsaw Castle behind us there. And then the dragon smelt the sheep, came out and he ate it, and then burned from the inside. So he came down to the river, which is just there, and what he did then was drink and drink and drink and drink, trying to calm the burn that was in his stomach, and he kept on drinking until he exploded. And that's the story of the Krakow dragon, and why it's so evident in this town. Yeah. So on my second tour of the day, this is just of the Jewish quarter. Behind me there is the oldest surviving synagogue in Krakow. Obviously not the oldest ever, because there was a few that got bombed in World War II. But that one there was built in the 14th century, so it's still pretty damn old. Still, what, 400 or so years older than New Zealand, so yeah, you know, if it's older than the country where you're from, it's going to be pretty old and really interesting as well. But we're wandering through Kazimierz now, which is the Jewish quarter, and we'll head to the Jewish ghetto in a little bit, which I'm quite interested in. But as you can see, there's sort of more cobblestone streets and stuff here than elsewhere in Krakow, and you can sort of tell, even at this point, the more downcast areas of Krakow, if you will, and how the Jews lived comparatively to the Catholics, for example. For example, you won't see any synagogues in the other part of Krakow, but you will see Catholic churches in the Jewish quarter. Really interesting. But yeah, let's keep going. So we're still wandering around on our Jewish quarter tour. Behind here is a big cemetery, and in the film Schindler's List there's a scene where the Jewish are carted from the Jewish quarter or Jewish ghetto to their concentration camp, and that exact road is paved with gravestones from this cemetery. It's kind of intense, and as we walk along, part of the wall now are those gravestones, obviously taken by the Nazis and yeah, used to pave the road. So then Jewish people had to walk over on their way to camp here in Krakow. That's pretty heavy, if you ask me. Pretty fucking heavy. Imagine having to walk over the gravestones of your dead family, ancestors, friends, etc., etc. Yeah, pretty full on. Hello, it's day 2 in Krakow, and I'm off to shoot some guns. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage of it, but could be tricky, who knows. I'm off to shoot a whole heap of different guns. I'll try and get photos in, but that all depends on whether I remember or whether it's possible, really. But yeah, so got a whole bunch. Should be fun.
In the middle, and slowly work the trigger.
This pin in the middle and the...
Yeah. Okay.
Just guns ready.
Let's continue it, okay? Gun ready to fire.
Excellent.
Target number 3. In the middle.
So as you can tell, I've just done my shooting thing, and I've just been dropped off back in Old Town Krakow, and I'm off to drop my stuff at the hostel, go get some food. I didn't realise that this was facing the other way, but here we are. Gonna go get some seafood and then catch up with somebody that I met yesterday, and then we've got Auschwitz tomorrow because I missed it today because I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that's the plan. We'll head on from here and see how we get on. Morning team, another day in Krakow. We're just out of Krakow today, and it's gonna get heavy. I'm not gonna feel great today because this time didn't miss my tour of Auschwitz, and we've just rocked up here. Not allowed to film much, but I'm almost out of battery anyway, so it's kind of, yeah, it's there, so it kind of works out half decently. But it's meant to rain a little bit later as well, so we'll see how that goes. We'll probably add to the mood of being in Auschwitz. But yeah, I do have lunch, and then I've got the Vilishka salt mines as well. So it's going to be a full-on day, I think. But let's go on. Okay, so we're walking through Auschwitz 1 now, which is not Auschwitz-Birkenau, which is where all the gas chambers and everything were. This is mostly barracks, but we're going through the museum where we just learned about the whole extermination process, which was pretty full on, pretty intense. Yeah, not sure what else to say about it, but you can see all the army barracks around and whatnot. But we're about to go into another building now, so yeah. So we've just exited block 11, which is like the prison inside of Auschwitz. It sounds weird that there's a prison inside of a prison, but back there is the death wall. This is where they executed people from the prison, and you can see in block 10 it's all blacked out so that they couldn't see what was going on. There's also a couple of torture racks down there, which is, yeah. You'll notice during this my mood and my voice and whatnot aren't going to be as excited as usual. I think that's for pretty obvious reasons. But yeah, so we've got warehouses here, oh, laundry over here, sorry, where prisoners put all their clothes and had to wash the officers' uniforms. But yeah, we continue on. Okay, so we've just finished Auschwitz 1. Auschwitz 1. That was harrowing enough, but now we're on our way to Birkenau. I feel as though tears might flow at some point throughout this, because there's already been some big feels, but we'll see how we get on, I guess. And yeah, fingers crossed it'll be okay. Just about to head into Birkenau 2, and the weather's just started to pack in, which will, I think, add to the experience, I guess, add to the feeling about the place. But if I turn around, you can see the famous entry to Birkenau there. Not gonna lie, I'm scared shitless of how I'm gonna feel throughout this. It's not gonna be a nice feeling in any sense, I don't think. But again, I think it's one of those things that you've got to do if you're in and around Europe at some point. Really shows you what these people went through during World War II. Oh, it doesn't really show you, but you get a feeling of what they went through and how they survived on a daily basis. But yeah, we're going to go in now and see how we get on. So we've just come through the gate, and there's already just this immense feeling of fuck, basically. It's big. You can see around there. Sorry, mate. And yeah, it's very early on. We've been in for about 3 minutes now, and it's already quite heavy. You know, you see the guard towers like that. Just looking over them all over the place. You can see how many have been ruined. You can see the chimneys of them. And we're going to see a lot worse going forward. But wish me luck. Okay, that was Birkenau. I didn't video much of it. Too many big feelings, I think, for that, especially down the far end where the gas chambers were. Yeah, very, very, very full on and very difficult, but again, one of those things that I think needs to be done to be able to understand our history a wee bit better. And yeah, tough but necessary, and I don't want to say good, but or enjoyable, but the knowledge that's given to me was very good, and the knowledge that places like this do give the world in general, it's probably a good thing. But yeah, that was not an easy time. I've still got the salt mines to go yet, so let's see how we get on. So we've finished our Auschwitz part of our tour, but we're now here at Wieliczka salt mines, which has been a salt mine since the 1300s. Again, that's about 400 years older than New Zealand as a whole, and it has goes down about 1,000 feet down into the mine, and yeah, so 1,000 feet down into the mine, and it is, well, the tour is about 3 kilometers long underground, so that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a little bit colder than what it is up here, but we have hit some of the rain that I was speaking about earlier, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. Can't say I've been to a salt mine before. So we're just going to follow in and walk along and see how we get on. So we are moving into the salt mine now. We are 64 meters underground. There's already been salt on the walls and stuff like that. It sits around 15 degrees. So it should be interesting. Quite dark, quite cool, quite chilly. But we've got about 2.5 k's of walking out of thanks. Out of apparently 250 k's of walkways that are down here, so it hasn't cooled down just yet. I'm gonna keep going. You can definitely tell that it's a mine, and that it has been built quite safely. I keep thinking I'm going to hit my head, even though I'm short. I'm going to go into one of the chambers now. You can certainly feel the cold air coming through. We'll just stop for a moment. I'm just going to see it for now. So we've made it into our first salt chamber, which is the Nicholas Copernicus chamber, and it's got that lovely statue back there. Hopefully you can see it there. I couldn't really see it on this view, but hopefully it'll be better for you. We're going to continue on, but everything is salt. Even the floor, apparently. Oh, there's a floor in there, it's salt. Alright team, we're in one of the chapels in the salt mines. That's right, one of the chapels. inside a salt mine and just have a look around. Everything you see is made of salt. It's absolutely insane to me. It's very beautiful, just absolutely stunning. And all of these were carved by miners. The only one that was carved by an artist was the first one we saw, of Nicholas Copernicus. So that makes it even more interesting, I think. But yeah, even the chandeliers are made of salt, apparently, and a little bit of electrical wiring. Insane. Just finished my salt mines tour. Got 135 meters underground for it. Again, you'll see in this video just how pretty some of it is and how it's all made out of salt. Obviously they use pine to keep everything up. And something else I found out is there's 2.5 k's worth of tunnels. That's just for the tourists. There's about 250 kilometers all up, which is yeah, like 1,300 chambers or something like that, which is, yeah, kind of a lot. And I'm pretty sure it would take far too long to explore it all. So they just have 2.5 k's for us tourists, but very good time, very much worth it. Go and do it if you've got the chance. It's quite impressive.